White flag raised. That out. The first two to show, the first two on the market, Spindleberry and Bioluminescence, followed to the first of 14 fences by Kilberry Saint, and then Storm Along, followed by the big outsider, Chosen Shant, and at the rear of the field is the grey Pebble Blue. On they come to fence number 2, and it is Spindleberry opening up in these early stages from Bioluminescence and then Kilberry Saint. Disputing the fourth, Storm Along, and Pebble Blue with the back marker, Chosen Shant. Two circles in front of them, the TA Morris Memorial EBF Mares Listed Chase. Over 2.5 miles, it is Spindleberry up to the bend under Mullins Townend. From Bioluminescence, Mark Walsh, who've closed the gap. Third is Kilberry Saint and Dad O'Keefe, then Storm Along and John Shinnick with the last two, Chosen Shant, Philip Inright. Pebble Blue, Michael Keneally, fence 3. Spindleberry, followed by Bioluminescence. Third is Kilberry Saint, and then Storm Along, followed on rising ground by Chosen Shant with 6th of the 6. Pebble Blue. Up the back straight they go to fences 4, 5, and 6. The last of which is a ditch. It's Spindleberry, followed by Bioluminescence. Third is Kilberry Saint, and then Storm Along, Chosen Shant in a couple of lengths to Pebble Blue. Little or no changes in the order. Heading on to fence number 5, and it is Spindleberry, unbeaten winner of 3 chases. Up and over the next from Bioluminescence, and then Kilberry Saint, Chosen Shant, to the inside of Storm Along, and finally Pebble Blue. The ditch, fence number 6, the top end of the back straight. Spindleberry over from Bioluminescence. Kilberry Saint, Storm Along edges the 4th from Chosen Shant. And last of all is Pebble Blue. Good long run back to the 2 fences in the straight. The T.A. Morris Memorial EBF Mares Chase. Spindleberry leads by under 3 lengths to Bioluminescence. Third, a couple of lengths back, is Kilberry Saint, who's followed by Storm Along, Chosen Shant, Pebble Blue. On the downhill, to the point at which they started. Another 8 fences left to jump, and it's Spindleberry and Mullins Townend. In front from the word go leads a couple of lengths, Bioluminescence, Mark Walsh, then Kilberry Saint, Dad O'Keefe, Storm Along, John Shinnick with the last 2, Chosen Shant, Philip Inright, and Pebble Blue, the mount of Michael Keneally at the completion of a circuit. And they come to the 2 fences in the straight, final 2 fences next time. And it is Spindleberry enjoying an advantage of 2.5 lengths over Bioluminescence, then Kilberry Saint, Storm Along, Chosen Shant, Pebble Blue. Over fence number 7, it was their first. Spindleberry to the fence nearest the stands, the last one next time, followed by Bioluminescence. After the market leaders, Kilberry Saint and Pebble Blue has parted company with Michael Keneally at fence 8. Michael is sitting up now. 5 remain as they embark on their second and final circuit. Spindleberry by 2.25 lengths to Bioluminescence, then Kilberry Saint, Storm Along, and the back marker is Chosen Shant. On the uphill to fence number 9, which is 6 from the finish. As they've passed the halfway stage, Spindleberry, Bioluminescence, have both fenced well from the outset, are followed on rising ground by Kilberry Saint, who's closed up onto the heels of the first 2, and then Storm Along and Chosen Shant. 5 more fences to jump. Spindleberry by 2 lengths from Bioluminescence, Kilberry Saint, Storm Along and Chosen Shant. On to the middle fence in the back straight. This is 4 from home. The field preceded now by the loose Pebble Blue. Spindleberry from Bioluminescence, Kilberry Saint, Storm Along, and Chosen Shant. 1 more fence left to jump in the back straight, and the final ditch, it'll be 3 fences from the finish. Spindleberry by little more than a length to Bioluminescence, then Kilberry Saint, Storm Along, and Chosen Shant, the back marker. Just got in underneath that one, Chosen Shant. Less than 5 furlongs to go. Lengthy run back to the final 2 fences in the straight. Spindleberry and Bioluminescence. No changes in the first two. Then Storm Along, who's into third ahead of Kilbarry Saint. And last of all is Chosen Shan. Down they come to the final 3.5 furlongs with 2 more fences left to go. And it is Spindleberry beginning to get away now from Bioluminescence, who's shaken up in second, followed by Storm Along, Kilbarry Saint and Chosen Shan. Turning in for the final 2 fences, the T.A. Morris Memorial EBF Mares Chase. Spindleberry from Bioluminescence, Kilbarry Saint on the outside, Storm Along followed by Chosen Shan. As they come down towards the second last, it is Spindleberry from Bioluminescence who's trying to stick with the favourite. On the inside is Kilbarry Saint, and Storm Along and Chosen Shan 2 out. Spindleberry over. From Kilbarry Saint, relegated to third is Bioluminescence, and with 1 fence left to jump, the leader is Spindleberry as she's been from the start and over the last from Kilbarry Saint and up towards the line. Spindleberry picks up where she left off last season in the T.A. Morris Memorial, making all for Paul Townend and Willie Mullins. Second is Kilbarry Saint and third Bioluminescence.
So it is indeed a winning return for Spindleberry, still unbeaten over fences, and in truth it was all pretty uneventful, save for the attentions of the loose horse out on that final circuit. Pebble Bleu having got rid of Michael Keneally at the fence in front of the stands with a circuit to go, but Spindleberry always able to dictate her own terms. Ruby, here we are going to 2 out. Mark Walsh had gone inside the loose horse, going to 2 out on Bioluminescence, ended up being done no favours thanks to that manoeuvre, but Spindleberry had matters well under control at that stage anyway. Good run from Kilbarry Saint, but really steadily run affair, and I'm sure Connections, the winner, will be very pleased.
They will indeed, Gary. Yeah, she has done it well. She jumped well on the whole. Here they are heading across the top to possibly the third last, could be the fourth last. But yeah, Mark Walsh was following Paul Townend, and Darragh O'Keefe was always in the pocket in behind them. And as they began to run downhill, I think Mark had Darragh in a pocket and he wasn't letting him out. He was keeping Darragh tight in behind Paul and making life hard for him. But Paul was outside the grey loose one there, and he switches inside it here again now as they run down the hill. But as you say, it was a steadily run affair. It turned into a bit of a dash, and that always helps the horse in front, which was Spindleberry. This race in bygone days won because it was a grade 3, has been downgraded to listed status in recent times. It was worth €24,000 to the winner 12 years ago, just to 16 today. Good old inflation in Irish racing. Going the other way around to actual inflation, but Spindleberry quickens nicely off the bend here. I know what you're saying about maybe Mark going outside the grey, but I think when Darragh goes down, he's inside. Mark wasn't for letting him out there, and does he go outside and leave the gap for Darragh, or does he go inside and hope the grey goes out? He's gone inside and hope the grey goes out, keeps Darragh in. Paul is still dictating it, but a good jump at the second last, with the second last fence so far moved on here now in Clonmel. If you jump it, you haven't got much left to get to the line.
You can tell just how steadily run this was. The 87 rated Chosen Shan is still there, going to 2 out within half a length of Bioluminescence, jumping the last. Made a mistake at that one, but that probably sums it up, doesn't it?
It does, in a nutshell. Spindleberry sauntered around in front and has got the job done. Good starting point for her. I'm not sure where the next mare's chase is for her, to be honest with you, but she might have to go out against Geldens. I don't think it's January before there's the next open mare's chase.
Racing Thurles, is it?
That's novices, isn't it?
Is it? Oh yes, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it could be New Year's Day. Fairy House would be the next port of call for her, where she'd have to take on Dino Blue and a few more.
Yes, life may well get a bit tougher for from now on, but she's done everything right so far. Spindleberry, smashing mare, wins the listed T.A. Morris Memorial Irish EBF Mares Chase.
Nice win from Spindleberry, wasn't it, Gary? Minimum of fuss. Straight to the 4. 5-2 on in the end. Was shorter. Touched 100 to 30 on, I believe, but 5-2 on has been the returning SP for Spindleberry in the T.A. Morris Memorial Irish EBF Mares Chase. Paul Townend and Willie Mullins, Fergal and Bronna Eastwood, the winning owners. Second, Kilbarry Saint.
I've got what I'm sure is a very proud owner with me now. Fergal Eastwood has just seen his pride and joy Spindleberry win the listed Mares Chase. Fergal, congratulations. Well worth the trip down here today. How are you feeling now it's out of the way?
I think relief is the big word, Gary. Just, you know, first run of the season. She was so good last year. She won all 3. You come back, you just think, have you got the same horse? And then you think of Willie, and you know you've got the same horse. And it was just great the way it was a muddling pace. Paul said it turned into sort of a 3 furlong sprint, but at the end of the day, she was the best mare in the race. And obviously, we were given bioluminescence a couple of pounds last time we were receiving 10, but I think our mare's progressing. And I think she's getting better, and hopefully that's the case. And I think hopefully by the end of the season we might see more from her.
Fingers crossed this is going to set her up for another great campaign. And she really did look as though she'd improved for the run. Is that what you guys are expecting from her?
Yeah, well, the word from home and from Paul was like she wouldn't be fully wound up. She'll definitely come on for the run. It was a lovely introductory run for her because, you know, as I say, they didn't go too quick. Got a wee bit messy with the loose horse, but, you know, that aside, Paul's experienced enough, and he said the loose horse, when she kept straight, helped Spindleberry. And I honestly think, Gary, you know, the further she goes, the better she'll be.
Terrific. I mean, I think your trainer's still making his way back from his trip around the world. Is anything set in stone for her next run, though?
Well, he did mention in the summertime we talked about it, and he did mention the John and Chich Fowler chase on New Year's Day at Ferryhouse, which is again a mares only chase. But I have been trying to get Willie to think of longer races again against the geldings and try and you know, tease him away from mares only races. But you know, I'm not going to tell Willie what to do, but I make suggestions, Gary, you know, because for me she's a mare of a lifetime, she's a horse of a lifetime, and you know, you've got the lottery ticket and you want to play the big game, you know.
Absolutely.
So that's the way I feel about her.
Far from beyond the beyond, she could have an entry in a Gold Cup, maybe, the way you're talking, is it?
Well, I think she'll definitely have an entry in the Gold Cup. Now, whether she goes to the Gold Cup or not, I don't know, but you know, it would be foolish not to put her in the Gold Cup. You know, if the ground came up very soft at Cheltenham, I mean, I'd be kicking myself if she wasn't in the Gold Cup. The way she's going, Gary, like, I mean, fingers crossed, she keeps progressing, all of those things. But given all of those things, I'd like her to be entered in the Gold Cup, yeah. And I mean, Willie won't have any difficulty entering her in the Gold Cup, whether she runs there or not.
You've got a few months to try and talk her out, anyway.
Well, it all depends. Willie likes to cover all the angles, you know, so maybe his Dino Blue for the mares. I don't know, Gary, but, you know, the dream's still alive.
Exactly.
The dream's still alive.
That's the bottom line. Fergal, just tell us about your ownership journey. Have you been involved in many horses down the years?
Well, I was involved about 20 years ago with a partner in a horse called Hide the Evidence that won the Royal Bond.
Jessica Harrington, wasn't it? Yeah.
Jessica Harrington won the Royal Bond at Ferryhouse, at the big Ferryhouse.
Sounds like you only have good ones, see?
Well, I have an old friend, Eddie McAllister, God rest him, and he always said, Fergal, you're very lucky. But then, more recently, I got back in with Eddie and Patrick Hardy with a couple of horses about 3 years ago, and they're great family, the Hardys. And then I was chatting to Willie one day, and I got one with him, Spindleberry. We bought her from Mark O'Hare up north, and you know, she'd won her point-to-point at Dromahane, and we haven't looked back. So my father was a bookmaker, so there's a bit of blood in the game, Gary. You know, so that's it. You know,
never lose it, do you?
You don't lose it. You don't lose it. It's there, and we love it, and we love days like this. And you know, God, when you own a horse like that, you know, you're very apprehensive before the race, Gary. Like, you know, I wouldn't be sleeping well this last 2 or 3 nights, but I'll sleep well tonight.
Fantastic. We'll let you go and celebrate with a little drink, maybe. Yeah. Fergal, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.